The dynamic data block introduced in Blocksy 2 is quite powerful on its own, but its power is unleashed when used inside the loop, such as our advanced post block or one of the built-in loop blocks from WordPress or WooCommerce, such as the product collection block. Let's check out these in action, and to speed things up, we have already prepared a few pages where these have been set up. First up is the advanced post block integration. Before continuing, we also recommend checking out our sister video on the advanced post block to understand how it works. Now, let's open the list view feature from Gutenberg to see how this block is composed. Notice that as we expand the block, we can see that there are a multitude of dynamic data blocks that are responsible for displaying things such as the featured image, post title, and so on. And looking closely, we find that they are encapsulated into a post template block. To put it in very simple terms, this post template block creates a post listing on the page, while the other blocks, such as dynamic data, display the data that's assigned to each post. It is sort of like a loop. The first post is shown and data is grabbed from it, then for all the other posts, the same loop happens in the background and in the end creating the main post listing. Pretty easy to understand so far, isn't it? And if you know your way around Gutenberg's nomenclature, using the dynamic data block should be nothing but a breeze. Of course, these blocks can be rearranged at your will, and even new ones showcasing new information can be added. Let's add a block showcasing the date the post has been published on. Remember that we've talked about the loop analogy. It is best exemplified here. Notice that as we've added the dynamic data block into one of these postcards, it automatically showed up for each subsequent post. There is no need to add the block multiple times when working with a template. This same workflow can be applied to other Gutenberg-based loops, such as our advanced taxonomies block. The system works identically there. One more thing that we like to note about the dynamic data block here is that when featured image is selected as the content source, the block can be transformed into a cover type, encapsulating other blocks and giving you the possibility of creating a visually interesting post loop. Start by selecting the inner dynamic featured image block and choose the cover display type in the sidebar. Once the option is selected, the block transforms and gives you the ability of inserting other blocks into the design. We can then drag additional dynamic data blocks inside of it to create the finalized design or drag the existing ones from the loop. A few styling adjustments later and you're left with a gorgeous cover type design. Let's move on to the third-party blocks, aka blocks that we do not provide ourselves. We'll use the products collection block as an example. By default, the products collection block is not aware of other themed provided blocks, so it uses the built-in Gutenberg blocks to represent data such as the product's image, title, and so on. These built-in blocks might be limited in some scenarios, and we can easily replace them with our dynamic data block to have more control over the final design. The dynamic data block automatically picks up the context where it is placed, so it displays the appropriate content sources. So you can even display the product's price with it or other relevant information such as the rating, the product stock status, or even its SKU number. After adding the dynamics data block, the built-in ones can be safely deleted from the loop. And of course, the dynamic data blocks can be further customized to achieve the final design. For example, we can take the product's title and make it a specific H tag, or we can control the aspect ratio of the featured image, an option not available on the default blocks. It's pretty much an endless number of choices that you can make to get the layout that's perfect for your website. Continue with part 3 of the tutorial to see how the dynamic data block works with custom field solutions, such as the ones provided by popular plugins like ACF, MetaBox, or Pods.